Hey guys, welcome back. This is our third and last part of the Node 3 mods or Node 3 series that I'm doing here on XDA. What we're doing today, we're going to install 3 different mods, and one of them actually happens to be a fix on our Node 3 to be able to use it now, especially since we have our root privileges on our device. Let's check it out. Will posted 3 articles on the XDA portal referencing some mods that we're going to show today. The first one is the region unlock by Chainfire. This disables the region lock that Samsung put in on the Note 3s from having to be needed on a device. So an example would be buying a Note 3 from Europe and using it in the US. You can use this application itself, and you no longer have to activate it with a European local SIM before you use it. The second thread that we have to look into here is a mod to the pen window application on your device. Obviously, this is specific to the Note 3. Previously, Pen Window only had a certain limited amount of apps. This enables you to enable all the apps that you'd like inside of it. It does require a root, so this is why it's coming after we root our device. So like in the 3 series that we're doing, this is the third and last versions of the Note 3 series. Last but not least is a fix for Titanium Backup that was also posted by Will Verduzco on the portal. And this is in reference to Titanium Backup not working correctly when restoring, and that's due to SE Linux file marker that gets damaged. Let's check them out on the device. Main thing we want to keep in mind here is there's 3 applications. Please follow the thread to be able to download them and install them on your device. I've went ahead and installed all 3 already, and we're going to go through one after another. So the first one obviously is Chainfire's Region Unlock. We'll go ahead and click it on. It explains to you obviously if you'd like to support the developer, please buy the application and install it. Click OK. Very simple interface, not that complicated itself actually. It tells you it's version 1.0, and then you just basically click Region Unlock. It goes through updating the modem, patching the system, and it's actually pretty simple in the way it does itself, because it's automatically, once it's done, restoring. Previous patch was successful. You can reboot now or reboot later. We'll say reboot later since we're doing multiple things. The next thing we're going to do is, this is the Pen Window application. You have to have root to be able to actually use this application. Once you root your device, you reboot. You don't have to have any custom recovery for this, just specifically to have a root. You launch the application, it will ask for root privileges. I've already asked this and it's done. And what you have the ability to here obviously is the additional, to add the extra applications. So in this situation I added camera. I like to have Chrome inside. I can go through, and just for in this example we're going to go ahead and add gallery, which wasn't there before. You can add the Google search if you want. It doesn't have to. There's different other applications obviously. You don't want to add everything because otherwise it ends up being an entire long list, but once you have all of this, you'll hit save. It says okay or save now. It may require a reboot for these changes to take effect. We'll say okay. Again, this is the last of all the 3, but we'll go ahead and reboot after we're done with this mod itself. So the first one, unlock the region on the phone already. Again, I've already activated my phone under T-Mobile, so it's not an issue for me. But again, this is a perfect situation for if, let's say you're in Europe and you just bought let's say a Note 3 in this example, and you came to the US and you never activated it in Europe. So this gives you the ability to use it. Pen Window has already been activated, and then we'll be able to use it. The main thing you want to keep in mind here is this is a feature we're talking about. So when you're able to add the box, and then you have the option to go in and then get all the other options. Now, as you guys noticed, I added one app additional that wasn't here before, which was the gallery, and it's not in here. So I do have to restart the machine, the device itself, to be able to use it. So last but not least, we're going to go ahead into the Titanium Backup Restore. This actually, the interface is very simple. It doesn't really do that much out of this fix. What you need to do to be able to use this application itself is go in and go into Titanium Backup and run an actual backup. So when you're running the backup and you're starting the process, you go into Titanium Backup. You can either do a batch or scheduled backup, and you run the backup, starting the backup from Titanium Backup. And once it starts, you immediately go into the application and say fix me. And once this is done, the restore goes correctly, and everything you'll be able to do. If you're doing this on a batch, this will work. If you're doing it on a single restore, it will work as well. And then once we're all done, so the main thing obviously here is the region unlock. The region unlock, obviously there's nothing I can do out of here outside of just putting in a new SIM card, and I can confirm that it does actually still work with my device. The device doesn't actually get modified or anyway other than just patching the modem. The other thing, as far as the Titanium Backup fix, I've been able to use Titanium Backup and it does work very nicely. The main benefit obviously here out of the third, which is the Pen Window option, So whenever you take the pen out of your Note 3, you're able to get this little menu. You go into pen window, we'll draw a box, and then sure enough, gallery is inside, fully usable. The one thing I noticed with this benefit itself, actually, it doesn't work very well with a lot of applications itself, and I say specifically a lot of them because so we'll draw the box and we'll go into camera, and camera plays a funky way. If you notice, it plays sideways, so, and it doesn't seem to respond to the accelerometer actually, other than the preview goes in and out. So it does work, but you don't have the shutter button, you can't use it. So be careful when you're using this mod itself. I mean, it might work in the sense of actually adding the application into the drawer, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you should add the application into the drawer. Other than that, the actual drawer does work very nicely. I find that adding the addition of the browser in there, go in here, realizing it actually does not matter what you do, and you go into File Manager. It's a very nice, short, small interface, and then of course you can go maximizing on it. From what you guys can see, the application is installed very nicely. Overall, the usage of the application is based on what you need. If you're going to buy a device and activate it in your own region and then go to another region after that, you don't really need the region unlock application. But if you're buying a European model and you want to be able to use it in the US and it's never been activated, definitely something you want to keep in mind. The other thing you want to keep in mind also is that the pen window application doesn't work with every single application, as the case in point is the camera that I showed you guys in the demo. But I find it very functional for adding browser functionality, for adding gallery functionality, for adding other things that you normally wouldn't have using the pen window. Last but not least, the titanium backup. This is a fix for the titanium backup restore, so you need to do it pretty much every single time till titanium backup, or the team that supports titanium backup decides to put that in. Like and subscribe as usual to this channel, like and subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions and comments, again, please leave them in the description. I'll see you guys soon.